Bob Weaver, kind of tongue-in-cheek, asked me if I had any pump oilers. Yeah, I've got a few. And actually I do. I like the zoom spout type, but the pump oil cans have a valid use. For one, they're very cool. They look nice, they work well. And occasionally when I find a different one at a shop that I'm at, the price is right, I'll pick it up. I think they're kind of fading out of existence. I don't see these pump cans very much in new operations. Everybody's buying aerosol cans of oil. Penetrating oil comes in an aerosol can. All kinds of things come in aerosol cans. And that's not a bad thing. It does generate an awful lot of waste. This pump can was probably around when my grandfather was working. Now this one over here, that one looks a lot nicer than this one. Somebody probably took care of it, but they definitely repainted it. Might have knocked a few of the dents out of it too. Used to be an oiler's job. And an oiler wasn't a job that was looked down on. The oiler didn't do his job. Everything wore out quicker, and all the rest of us had to work a lot harder. So if you had an oiler working on your crew that always made sure that the oil was changed in the pumps, the grease was in the bearings, and all the parts were lubricated just the way they should be and not over-oiled or over-greased, because over-greasing a bearing is almost as bad as not greasing it enough, especially in a sanded environment like the Midwest Foundry was, and I'm sure gravel pits are the same way. If you pump enough grease in there that it starts weeping out of the seal, it generates a path for that dirt that's on the outside of the seal to recirculate through the grease and go inside the bearing. Murphy says if anything bad can happen, it will. Now, that's a bad thing. Now, I'm not going to paint this can. I don't see a point to it. If you look at this can, it's been painted. The original baked-on finish is underneath there, and it's staying, and all this red stuff's just coming off. One advantage of owning a wire welder is the ready supply of wire. Somebody has kinked the end on this one, packed it full of junk. So it looks like I'm going to have to take a little drill bit and open that up. And it won't hurt anything to take a wire brush and clean up the outside of that too. This little task that I'm doing here today on an Eagle oil can. See, once you get them cleaned up, you can read things on them. This is something that the oiler did at the end of every shift. washed up, cleaned all the equipment, made sure his grease spots were full, so that when he came in the next day, he was ready to start work. Much better. If I had just dumped oil in this and started trying to pump it, one thing, the spout's plugged, it wouldn't have pumped at all. The other thing that would have happened is there was so much junk in the bottom of the can, whatever I was trying to lubricate to make it work better would just get packed full of junk. This 1 gallon of Sunnyside kerosene for a kerosene heater is marked $9.49 for a gallon. It's because it was made for a kerosene heater. It supposedly is ultra pure. Well, if you go down to the pump and you buy diesel fuel, it's practically the same thing. If you have any suggestions for a new video, questions about today's video, or any of the other videos on the channel, just drop a note in the comments. You know, I read them all. This is about enough dishwashing for one day. Got the last can all cleaned up and ready to go. Got the cap on it. There's the spout. All done.